Two of the three suspects in the Crystal Rogers case will face a judge this morning. And when that happens, one of them, Steve Lawson, will be there with a new attorney and perhaps a new strategy. He could waive his right to what's called evidentiary protection. That's the right that protects evidence from being introduced in criminal cases. At Steve Lawson's last court appearance in August, his attorney asked for more time to build their case, which would mean the current February trial date would be pushed back. We could also find out today if there will be three separate trials or one single trial with Steve and Joseph Lawson and Brooks Houck. Now, Steve and Joseph Lawson are charged with conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence. Houck, who will not be in court today, is charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence. The Lawsons are expected in court at 9 a.m. The November election is just over a month away, and last night, several local Republicans running for office met at the Jefferson Memorial Forest for the last time before Election Day. Our report this morning from WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester.
Under the canopy of the Jefferson Memorial Forest, Louisville's Republican Party gathered one last time before Election Day.
The only way things get done are closer to the 50-yard line.
In the news this week, top headlines from Louisville's Democratic Mayor Craig Greenberg. Car crushing for convicted street racers. And a mask ban, bringing back old 1983 legislation in hopes to deter crime. A slate of Republican Metro Council candidates react. State Representative Kevin Bratcher nods his head to car crushing.
Right now, I am for crushing the cars, but just like the other things, I'm ready to listen to the debate.
Crystal Bast, candidate for Metro Council District 14, and Marilyn Parker, Metro Councilwoman in District 18, on the mask mandate.
First step is using the laws and organizations that we already have in place and actually following through with those.
Yes, I do support it. Now, I think there will be exemptions for people with health issues.
Despite seeing eye to eye on these topics, at least so far, Louisville's Republicans say they'll field a candidate for mayor in 2026 to face off with Greenberg seeking re-election.
Look, we're going to work hard to ensure that there are some good conservative alternatives to the current administration.
For now, both parties are focused on flipping seats next month. In Fairdale, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11, on your side.
Now, the biggest race locally is arguably the race for Indiana governor. And it might be a tight one. Indiana has had Republican governors for nearly the last 20 years, but those from both sides of the aisle say this race might be closer than ever. Current Indiana Senator Republican Mike Braun is facing educator and former Republican superintendent turned Democrat Jennifer McCormick. This comes as Republican Governor Eric Holcomb, of course, finishes out his second and final term. Now, McCormick is gaining serious traction in southern Indiana thanks to her well-known running mate Terry Gooden. He is a southern Indiana native from a former state representative and former superintendent. Well, Gooden tells us their campaign is drawing voters from both parties.
We've had a lot of moderate Republicans come to us and say, hey, listen, I can't put a sign in my yard because my uncle will break my dinner plate, right? But we're going to vote for you. And there's silent majority out there.
And just so you're aware, we did reach out to Braun and his running mate, but have not yet received a response. We also talked to longtime Jeffersonville Mayor Republican Mike Moore just for some perspective. He also thinks this race is going to be much closer than expected.
I think we've got two very good choices. I really like Braun's conversation on the economy and getting a hold of inflation, but I love the motivation behind Jennifer McCormick talking about public schools.
A Democrat has not held Indiana's governor's mansion since 2005. Now, don't forget, voter registration in Indiana and Kentucky ends Monday. Right now, the judge presiding over Jamie Null's civil trial says he is torn on how to rule. Null was in court yesterday while attorneys for his former fire department, New Chapel EMS, and attorneys from the state argued over who's entitled to the money they claim Jamie Null stole. The Attorney General's office wants to recoup $3.8 million. But here's where that gets confusing. The money that was taken was from the New Chapel EMS private bank accounts. But the judge says these are still public funds because they came from government contracts. After hearing from both sides yesterday, the judge said he is not sure which way to rule.
I vary from following a strict interpretation to needing to have everyone involved. And I'm not sure at this point in time.
Null's next civil trial hearing is November 13th. His criminal sentencing is set for October 3rd. But the Null legal saga does not end there. Newly filed court documents are asking a judge to hold Jamie Null and his wife Misty in contempt of court, arguing the two violated court orders when they failed to make payments on their house in Florida. The documents say Jamie and Misty have not paid their mortgage in more than 4 months. Although the court granted the state an injunction that freezes the Null's accounts, they still have access to funds to pay their bills and maintain payments on their properties. The two are expected to appear in court November 13th.